Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, there's nothing quite... Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And we are underway from MetLife Stadium. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. And a look here now at their fourth-year quarterback.
All right, I know it's something that every team says every season, but they genuinely believe that this is their year, and having him at quarterback is a big part of that. They think he's poised for a huge season and can really be the type of player that brings out the best of each weapon that they have on this offense. Behind that type of performance, their goals are high. They envision a lot of wins and finishing among the league's best on their side of the ball.
Now a 2nd and 10. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he powers his way up past the 30. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. But defensively, you really can't script the start much better. You get a 3-and-out and a sack.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. They kept him short of a first down on 1st and 2nd down. And then on 3rd down, they pick up a sack. What tremendous momentum for them to start this game.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And this one will be touchdown inside the 40-yard line. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And trotting out there leading them is their 4th-year quarterback.
All right, partner, a brand new season. With it comes a sense of unbridled optimism for every team and, of course, every quarterback. It's a blank slate for every passer in this league, and he really couldn't hide his excitement during interviews this week. He thinks this offense is stacked. They've spent the entire offseason making adjustments and trying to find another gear. And as this season begins, they believe they've found it. You watch him warm up, everything is crisp, moving with great speed. This is an offense that can't wait to get to the first series of the new year.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Well, I'm quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week. But they failed on that 3rd down play. That brings up 4th down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
This is taken at about the 14. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. From the 25, here's 2nd down and 7. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
To about the 35, 2nd down. This is 2nd and 8. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard pass.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go. They'll set up a throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 44-yard line. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. Well, just the last thing you want to see here in the first quarter of a new season. Hopefully nothing serious. We'll step aside for a moment. 2nd and 1. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ford. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
Again to Howard up the gut. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
They'll set up to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
As I was watching the play unfold, my eyes immediately went to the referee because I wanted to see, was he going to put those 2 hands over his head and that universal signal for a safety? But it's at the 1-yard line. You know you're playing with fire when you get sacked that close to the goal line.
Here's the Jets punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there. He'll take it a few steps in front of the 50. Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He leaves this one for Howard. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it's 2nd down. Now back to throw. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Well, how about this? A fistful of sacks already. We're not even out of the first quarter yet. What an incredible start for this defense. If they keep this pace up, they could be looking at an all-time performance.
Well, a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. Looking to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. And New York set to take the field. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here. Here's 2nd and 7. As they've got it as we resume action. Here's a 2nd and 7. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. They'll look to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They've been playing the field position game thus far. No score, second quarter as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. To the sideline and incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. So no gain on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They'll drop to throw. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. The defense rising to the challenge and setting them back on the sack.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. He's on his way. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. 92 yards. And the Jets post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Well, the game had been pretty uneventful offensively until that big strike.
No doubt about it. Almost felt like they were just going back and forth a little bit in the first quarter. But in the second quarter, things ramped up a little bit. Things jumped up. And you're exactly right. Going to make a highlight film or two. We'll be watching that one later on today.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The football going back over to Arizona now. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. The throw out wide going to be incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense, and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was getting.
And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that he dreamed of this. How about this for your debut? 2nd sack in the opener.
Yeah, it's great to get 1. That's memorable. 2? Hello.
Well, he dreamed about it. He thought about it. Did he ever expect it to happen? Probably not.
31 yards on the punt there.
And the Jets will take over. The home team's offense and their wideout getting set to go once more. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
2nd and 5.
Back to throw. Wide open receiver complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards the pickup there.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
2nd and a couple.
Back to throw again.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Back to throw here. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
Now he'll try to run with this.
And maybe the wrong read there, as he's going to go down immediately. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. That will bring up 4th down and an 11-yard loss to boot.
3rd and goal, they decided to throw for it, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open, left him nowhere to go with the football, had to absorb the sack.
Now the Jets will call on a field goal unit here. This just 32 yards officially from the right hash. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And the football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals.
Nothing for him yet from an offensive standpoint. Down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Now a toss here, short side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Fans, a reminder, coming up at this and every halftime this season, we'll be checking in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando for highlights and analysis and scores from around the NFL here in this opening weekend.
Let's put the coach to work.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
Over the middle, it's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
And that one will skip out of bounds as the linesman will mark this thing right at the 15-yard line.
The Jets going to take over now late in this first half.
And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. They'll throw now on the final play. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll start up at Highmark Stadium, just outside of Buffalo. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. A 22-point win, 30-8, your final. From there, we move to Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City to see what's going on with the Chiefs. And they were winners in that one over the visiting L.A. Chargers. The Chiefs with a strong performance as they get the win at home in the opener. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Now the Jets going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. And, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime. Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. And the Cardinals, they trot out their dime package for 3rd down. They'll set up a throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Again, he'll drop to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. A great play there. 40 yards. And the Jets are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Arizona's offense back out and ready to go. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9. So from the 37, here's 2nd down and 1. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Throw out wide is incomplete.
Well, he left no doubt about that one because even though he hasn't left the pocket, he's got a receiver in the area, so it's not grounding, even though there's no way that ball was going to be caught.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the 3rd quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Jets offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
2nd and 10.
They'll set up to throw. Steps away to his left. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him, because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being...
That's caught at the 25, and he takes it all the way down to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him, and he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. A 3-yard touchdown run, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Well, we have seen the stiff arm get a bit of renaissance here in recent seasons, and that was pure strength there as he forced his way into the end zone.
And when you think of guys who use the stiff arm so effectively, I go back to guys like Earl Campbell, Walter Payton, some recent guys like Marshawn Lynch. Let's go to the Wayback Machine. Bronco Nagurski, he dealt out a wicked stiff arm.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 24. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field.
With the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook. The bottom line is, don't quit competing.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now back to throw.
Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
Oh, that's kind of how it's gone for them so far. That was a ball they need to get back in this game. A quick strike, a big play. But he led his guy too far, and it winds up over his head.
Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line.
Time for another drive here for this Jets offense. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They have picked up right where they left off in half number 1, just looking really dominant, extending this lead.
And it's fun to see when teams actually do that, because so many times you go into the half after playing well, and you kind of relax a little bit. We've got this. We can kind of punch the button whenever we get good and ready. But for a team to keep the intensity and keep the execution up and come back after the half and play so well, That's actually really, really nice to see.
And a pedal to the metal. That's what we're seeing right now. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
Now a play fake here on first down. He'll buy some time right. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Hands it off out of the gun. He'll get this down to the 38.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
They'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now.
So little by little, the better of these two sides starting to become more and more apparent.
3 points is not a knockout blow in the third quarter, but when the other guys haven't shown they can do anything, they don't have any points, this is looking pretty good. Maybe not a knockout blow, but a good stiff jab, that's for sure.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking middle, and that's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a second down in just a couple. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. They're going to look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. He's up now to 80 yards receiving in the ball game, and he's got a first down.
An 8-yard pickup. First down, Arizona.
They'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that will bring up second down.
Brings up second and 8 at the 46-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. They'll look to throw here.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 31-yard line.
It's a gain of 17 yards. And the Cardinals first down.
He'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
He'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2. First down marker at the 5-yard line.
He's got it.
And the Cardinals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal.
That's caught at the 2. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and that'll set up 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
At the 1-yard line.
He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A 1-yard touchdown reception.
And the Cardinals are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. Now, this opening game has certainly not gone their way to this point, but, yeah, that touchdown, maybe a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one likes to really just say, okay, well, maybe something went right. But you're exactly right about that. A little glimmer there. Maybe they can carry it over moving forward.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Jets offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet 1st down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. They'll get this out to Barkley complete. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. The Jets on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now a handoff looking right. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the 1st down. Close it out.
And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over.
And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this 4th quarter.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field.
Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout.
Back to throw here.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Cardinals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 31-yard line. Back to throw again.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted.
This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Another drive coming up for New York's offense. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. And the defensive penetration there blew that play up and got him 2 points.
How about how they got off at the snap of the football, got upfield into the backfield, and created the big play? That's the key to everything.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field.
Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And he finds Howard complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And he comes back with one complete. And they'll get him down 2 yards shy after a pickup of 8. 4th and 2. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium.
So the 4th down conversion sets him up with this. 1st and 10 at the 40.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
It's a gain of 20. And the Cardinals 1st down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. 2nd and 4. Over the middle, it's complete.
And the Cardinals are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle made at the 10-yard line.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. 1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. His throw incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteed he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Now that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one.
So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Giants, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Arizona, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.